Hello, hello, friends. Welcome back. Yeah. I'm totally here, Smile. I am your retro gaming idol, and what's more retro than something that is actually 20 years old after this? Anyways, welcome to a little showcase that I had very not much planned for this marathon, but here we are. We're gonna go mess around in Warcraft on one of my alts now. I wasn't able to do much with the feed itself since it's widescreen, but I made it fit as best as I could. Things are gonna be a little bit rough on the crop, but that's just how it is. I hope you are all doing well this, now, what is it, Friday morning? Oh no, it's Valentine's Day, it's Saturday. Hooray. Saturdays are good. Now, again, this will be like a 1 to 10 kind of experience. I am pre-buffed a little bit because I gave myself like inventory bags and stuff because I spoil my alts a little bit because I use them. So yeah, it's not exactly a pure like fresh off the ground 1v1 scenario. I've been in Darnassus idling here for a while because giving rested XP is a thing in this game. And let me go ahead and get started on the timer. So yeah. This is my new, I'm gonna make her a resto druid, and hopefully, like, join my guild with this character, too, later on. This is a custom server, this is not retail. This server is called Turtle. Turtle is a very, very wonderful little experience, and if you love to roleplay your actual characters instead of just playing as your own character and playing the game normally and just, like, doing endlessly amounts of grinding without any fun whatsoever, this is the server for you. I forgot how to turn my FPS off. Oh well. I think it's controller? Yeah, it's controller. Never mind. We're good. So yeah. This is part of our RGL Love Marathon, RG Love, which is a once yearly little marathon where we take and do the games we love the most. We are raising money to help cover server costs for the rest of the year, as well as other little nice things that happen for the rest of the community. So oh, that's a bird. Don't you worry if you don't have anything to spare. We appreciate your time and your energy and your love as much as possible. Keeping me company all these hours that I'm putting in is something I greatly appreciate. This was a character I ran to Darnassus, which is our home city at level 1. Yeah, this character is very new. I made her a few nights ago and parked her here in Darnassus so she would have full XP for Rested. Rested functions basically as an extra XP bar that scales off your level. So that way you can go ahead and get yourself a leg up on experience for the rest of your adventuring time. I am a druid. Druids are very nature-y. At each character class for level 10, you can take one of 3 different paths, or you can mix and match a little bit, although the way they have rewritten the character classes in this game, it's better to mostly be in one tree over any of the others. And splashing a skill point or 2 can hurt your overall build, so you have to really think about it. So anyways, we are a brand new druid. This server we cannot talk until we are level 10. So we're going to try to get there however we can. I told my friend that's actually running a roleplay session right now back in Darnassus, which is the Night Elf capital, the Kaldorei capital. I told them about this little experiment I was doing, so they came and buffed me a little bit. That's why I have level 60 buffs on me right now for a few more minutes. So yeah, we're just gonna be hanging out. I forgot to send this character money. Oh well. I sent my character inventory bags, it's all I need. We have 75 free slots for picking up junk to sell, so, you know, good thing. Walking back to where I was going, there is only one major part where things will be aggressive and try to murder me, and there's a spider, couple of spiders here right after this little inn up here where things will just straight up nuke you. They're like level 6 spiders, so the trip to Darnassus is a dangerous one indeed if you are not paying attention and you just try to walk the road without paying attention to anything around you. So yeah, this is the roleplay server I've been in love with for the past month or so now, and basically don't really play any other games besides this anymore. I don't even play my gachas. Like, I have been so out of doing events on Star Rail, Zenless, and okay, the wolf's over there. Star Rail, Zenless, and Uma that like I'm barely even like logging in every day and like doing the minimal stuff I need for dailies. Because I have having such an amazing experience on this server. Everybody's like super nice. Horde doing horde things, you know, they're actually doing invasions and stuff. The server will roleplay a lot of things. They seem to be more horde friendly right now because hordes are in the minority on this server in terms of how good their roleplay guilds are, in terms of like their overall interaction with the rest of the community. So the people that are working the dev team for this, since it's a custom server, have been kind of favoriting them with world events and invasions of towns and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a little bit on the background of the server. The server has been an amazing experience, and I'm like so freaking happy I'm here. I'm going to take all these quests here. We're going to try to get ourselves close to level 10 as much as possible. To save time, I'm not going to actually, you know, sit and read too much text box out loud, otherwise we'll be here all night. And I only have like a couple hours to show off before Shema's run us up, so. Yeah, Druid can be taken in one of three ways, like DPS, or I would say more of an off-tank role than a main tank role, and then you can also go healer with it too. You'll see my mini-map up there is a custom mini-map that will tell me like spots of things that I need to go ahead and take care of for quest objectives, as well as gathering points.
Can I assist you?
Let's see here. Okay, so let's just kill stuff and then turn it back up here. Or now where's my attack? There's around. Bad piggy. Honestly, when I was here before I got my pre-buffs from my druid friend, like, they were at roleplay session, and I was sitting there going, you know, maybe I am just gonna go ahead and do reputation, important things. I will go ahead and just like casually smile and wave because you can't talk before level 10, so it's like there's no way I could participate in the RP. Like, where am I going? Four. Wait, did I not kill the first one? Hi. Little thing about this custom server as well that's really interesting and might interest you, to alleviate some of the grind, there is a couple of radio stations you have up here. You can tune into them. There's people that stream on Twitch that are like part of the stream team for the place if you want to like watch them and such. Yo, Rested XP, let's go. They do that. We also like just listen to things that are all over the place in terms of the genres of music. It all depends on who's got the playlist going, I guess. Because I've heard some really weird stuff. Really strange stuff, like... And then of course you have your various things that are like memes and stuff like that. It's a Rickroll, etc., etc. Just collecting this for our starting money. The game also offers a quote pay to win end quote service where you can like get some nice little things for yourself, like bigger inventory bags or things that make your life easier, but it doesn't like impact like your overall strength or anything like that. So they keep the game balanced that way. This is where you will find me basically for the rest of eternity, I feel. I am very happy where I'm at. There's also like hardcore challenges you can do if you are so inclined to like want to push yourself to a like different level of experience in the game too. Like, oh hey, hardcore, one hit or one kill death. Happens. It's a common occurrence in this game. You'll see announcements of people just randomly dying because the game is like, we are going to give our hardcore characters the honor they deserve by giving them shoutouts when they reach like every 10th level, or you know, if they pass on something. It's a nice little thing they do for this game. I really appreciate them for doing that. Piggy? No. Saber. Like there's that, like since there's a guild RP tonight, it's like I was setting up for that, and then I got the message of, oh hey, let's go ahead and like fill some time, and I'm like, sure, it's better than just, you know, stopping playing playing all the video games for several hours, you know. So I was like, I'll go ahead and just jump in and, you know, play this, I guess. Which we're just vibing tonight. That's what I do in this time slot, right? We just vibe and chill and have a good time. That's all you can really ask for, right? If you have any questions about the server or about the game, I am someone that has played during Wrath, like back then in those days on retail, but I was also someone that played on Horde side, so I am like still getting used to Alliance stuff every now and then. And I do not know where everything is. Oh, those are different monsters. But I am happy to talk about this game because it's been such an amazing experience, like interacting with people. Like, you're gonna run across strange people on server all the time, but those people are in the extreme minority as opposed to like the majority of people aren't comfy to talk to or anything like that. Is extremely far from that. Okay, these things have drops that we... Most missions are bonk things and kill them and then grab their drops, or sometimes you just need to grab like the kills themselves off of them. But there's also different things like escort quests, which are the most vile abomination of the planet. Some other stuff too. I saw more back the other way. I'm just exploring. Also, more quests. If I can get this character to level 10 before the end of the night, I'll go ahead after I'm done and go attend the roleplay session. Like, as is, instead of on my main. I'm still trying to write the backstory and, like, development for this character, because she's new. And, like, the way I figure it is, like, post level 10 is when you really need to start, like, if you're going to roleplay on a character, really, like, try to figure out where your backstory came from, who you are, stuff like that. I have a giant profile of things that I have written on my main character. Quit. Silly little gremlin. That has been... Oh my god. The attack rate's terrible. I lost my train of thought. It happens. I'm old. I lose my train of thought extremely frequently. It happens. Sorry about it. But, I guess I'll start a different train of thought then. Wait. The server does allow add-ons and mods to make your experience a little easier as long as they're not game-breaking or they give you some sort of unfair advantage against someone else. So I'm able to get quest add-ons to see, like, where everything is, which is, it makes life a lot easier, honestly. What's level 3 already? Druids can pick up leather armor, not mail armor. There's 3 different types. I'll read the burden sigil. Okay, so that's reading a quest item out of your inventory, and let's equip those. Once you equip something, you can use it for style purposes later on, which is really cool. This game does value its reputation since a lot of it is roleplay related. If you like something you really, really like for a style, but you're leveling out of it into some new piece of gear, you can customize it to where your new gear looks like your old one. It's like one of the best things ever. They call it transmogrifies. God, I love it so much. Yeah, being able to heal yourself is really nice early game stuff. Excuse me. Water is nice because water will let you actually restore your mana. And getting free water is amazing. Nice crit. Leather bracers. Sometimes you can equip the stuff you, like, get off drops, and sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's better than nothing. Be level 3. Bonk him. The bonk is real. Yeah, I don't have anything right now. Here. Just grab the stuff off the ground. They're not using it anymore. Why not put it on yourself, right? If you get hit, it does interrupt the amount of time it takes to cast spells, so it's a matter about casting things at max distance, which for every spell is a little bit different, so. Obviously, a spellcaster would want to, like, go ahead and just toss things as far as humanly possible away from something. Getting more water is amazing. I love that. But yeah, as part of the Calderae, the Night Elves, I have one of 5 different classes to do, so I only have a total of about 15 class options, including subclasses. So it's a little bit more closed off from some of the other races in the game, especially like Alliance races. But, like, you get a mage, a healer, and a tank all in one. Plus there's a lot of cool things you can do as a druid, so it's like, to me this feels like one of the best classes in the game. But yeah, we're just vibing. Vibing, socializing, all the good stuff. Well, I am missing my RP session. I already told the runner of it, and they're like, it's okay, I forgive you if you show up late. I'm like, aww. One more to go. It's an 80% drop, so it's not always going to be there. The add-on to tell you, like, what monsters drop for what you need for quests is really nice. I've had some stuff be, like, super low drop rate, like 10% or lower. And I've had it hit on like the first try before, so luck is luck, you know? I think one of the things I was trying to do on my main character had like a 2% drop rate or something. And those monsters were way higher level than me, so I couldn't solo them anyways. Leather.
I'm game.
Dryads are cool. I love dryads. They're really cute. You can roleplay as one in this game too. It's totally allowed. So the 1 to 10 experience as a druid is pretty basic, but once you start evolving yourself and you get like actual forms, things change dramatically in how you play this character. This is just me making observations from other people that play the class, since this is my first like time actually playing it. Just the amount of flexibility that you have is like super good. That turn-in is upstairs. You have to read that first before you do. Get up there from here? I don't remember. I cannot. If you jump down stuff, you can potentially take damage, or if you take too much damage, you just go splat whenever you hit the ground. There are moments my characters have made unfortunate jumps like that before. Like if I were to go up here where I'm going right now and, you know, kind of just jumping a little bit too high and then going downwards, a splat too. It's kind of funny, and you're kind of like, oh god, this is actually happening to me. There's my druid trainer. Trainers every even level will give you new skills and abilities, which are really useful. As you progress in levels, though, the trainers will not be able to give you stuff anymore, and then you have to go seek more powerful trainers. Here you go, you can have that. I want that out of my inventory. What do I get this level? Mark of the Wild. This will help me when I have my more powerful one fall off from my friend. You go to your spell book, and then you go to this, and you move right there. So now we have other stuff we can. You click on that, it'll give you little tips on where you need to go next, what you need to do, what you need to gather. I was gonna say, remember what I said about jumping, but there's... Wait, can I jump to that? This is either gonna be really funny or really sad, one of the two. It's really sad 'cause I can't jump over it. Okay, never mind. I was gonna be like, I'm gonna jump down into the water and be cool, but you know, that just didn't happen. That's so sad. We're on our way of being able to roleplay on this character. It's gonna be... I cannot wait. I'm starting a different druid with my friend. We're gonna like do this like roleplay duo. And I'm looking forward to that quite a bit. But that's gonna be a little while off before we are able to get connected and really get started on that. If the enemy is yellow, that means they're pretty much neutral and will leave you alone unless you attack them. If someone is blue, that means they're not really targetable with offensive abilities unless they go green, or in this case red if they're part of the other faction. Wrath has a pretty short range, I'm noticing. Natural Hadouken is pretty powerful, though. And you gain mana back based off your spirit, which, you know, there's gear to boost that to make you regenerate more per tick. But I'm so happy to be able to roll this class finally. Druids is like one of those things that has like such an extremely high amount of flexibility that it's like probably a little bit on the more difficult side. So if you play it for a first character, it might take a little bit to adjust to, but once you play it as a second or third, you're kind of just vibing because you've had the experience, you've worked with other ones so far. Especially since my guild primarily is Calderae Night Elves, like, I work with druids quite a bit, so it's easier to learn off them. We need a couple more kills here. Yeah, we need spiders. We'll take those in a little bit. I want to wrap around to the Night Sabers first, so that way we can actually potentially get level 4 off of it and get an ability to better handle the spider as well. So yeah, the 5 classes of the Calderae are Warrior if you want to like tank or DPS, and then you have Hunters, which are mostly ranged damage dealers, but you can go a melee build with those as well. There's Druids, which are your mages. There's Priests, which are your like healers primarily. Excuse me, and then they have Rogues too, which Rogues go stabby stab for millions of damage. Smile. Yeah, I already burned through my rested XP really quick since it was a level 1. It scales off your level, so level 1 obviously till next level is not high. Because whenever you get rested XP, you go up to 150% of your rested XP for max, so I got part of the way until level 2 before it all stopped, unless I didn't have it capped to begin with. It's entirely possible. They have a couple things in this game that will help you get a lot of rested XP as opposed to a little. Because whenever you're in a town or a safe space in Turtle, you begin to tick very slowly to get rested XP back. But if you are in your guild's base, or if you are in a little tent that you can build with any character, it'll give you 3% of your bar total per tick, which obviously scales a lot faster. You get far more out of it. About to fall off here for my stats. I'm going to rebuff my... Damage resist. No, you're not supposed to do that. Elemental types in this game are fire, ice, shadow, nature, and arcane. Depending on what you're fighting, things can resist your damage outright, or it can be reduced depending on if it has partial resistance. So you have to pay attention with what you're fighting with the skills that you... Okay. And we have one more board to do. But it's nice before you log off for the night to find yourself like a tent to lay under and get your XP bars back for easier times later on. I am not close enough to follow him. Never mind. I was gonna see if I needed to drink water to replenish my mana, but I'm regaining. It's not. Alright, spider time. We got close to 4, so spiders now. Spiders are very aggressive, they will attack you at sight. How this game works is if you are really under-leveled compared to something, the amount of space when they see you before they start coming after you is severely increased compared to if you're on par with something's level or if you are very far over their level. So stuff will still aggro level 60s if you walk through them, but they won't really deal any damage if you're too high level. We'll level up off this next one so I don't have to worry about regenning to full if I don't need to. There we go. We did it, chat. 6 more levels till I can roleplay on this character. But I have it on combat log as opposed to like talking log because, you know, keeping privacy is important. Well, if people don't want to be streamed, they don't want to be streamed. Well, I'm mostly not in town right now and I'm just doing stuff outside the town in the forest. Are we getting 20 protect? That's not... We're actually level 4, so we can probably go back to the trainer real quick and grab a new ability. Getting new skills trained does cost money, but thankfully it scales off of level, so that way the really small stuff won't be that expensive. We'll go do our turn-ins real quick. Armor-wise, use what you find, do stuff for quests. Your first character will obviously be the character that is probably the most difficult for you to play since you're just gathering through everything, but once you start making good profession money, which is like your job classes in the game, where you like either do cooking or say like making potions, stuff like that. Once you start doing that stuff, it becomes a lot easier to get a solid income and then, you know, be able to live out your other characters far more easily than you would if you were just like scrounging around without any sort of job XP. In this game, you can take 2 different major professions, but you can take all the minor, like lesser professions. The major ones are, blacksmithing, there's leatherworking, alchemy. There's a lot of them. Things I'm not even thinking about because my brain's all like, what? You're trying to think? What brain? Oh, no. My brain's telling me I'm not allowed to think. There's a bunch of them on Warcraft, but this server introduced a lesser profession and it introduced a major profession that are custom to the server only. Like, you're not going to find jewel crafting, which is literally taking the gemstones that fall off of things and making things out of them. You're not going to find that elsewhere. So that's really cool. If you take jewel crafting, you probably want to take mining so you can get, like, bars for smelting and stuff. Yo, Moonfire. Woohoo! And then regen, but we can't.
Stars guide
If I sell the stuff in my inventory, I can. But we did get a new spell. Which moon? Over. Actually, Shadow Balcony. Moonfire is nice because it's an insta-cast skill, so you can use it to claim monsters if people are trying to contest you. That person isn't a regular character. Actually, if it says still alive, that means they're a hardcore character. I think if, and don't quote me on this one because I'm not 100% sure, but characters that hit level 60 as hardcore characters, I think they just transcend into what's called immortal and then they don't like perma-die anymore. I think that's how they operate in this game. I don't have any hardcore characters to really tell you the answer. But that's my best guess. I needed a shop to sell stuff back to. Maybe we can go get regen. Oh yeah, from all this stuff we should definitely be able to afford that. All the gray stuff is like not really useful and useful for selling in most instances. Yeah, we have silver. And we have a belt from the armor class. Why are those going for 1? I guess people want novice pants for some reason? I don't know. Sweet and sour chicken sounds amazing, honestly, right now. Okay, so now that I have 4 silver, I'm gonna go ahead and spend one of them and get regeneration. So we're walking back up the tree for a moment, then we'll be going back down short. Or if you take this little path right here, you'll be going down a lot faster, but it won't end well. Falling down the tree can happen. But yeah, I've had such a magical time on this server. There is 0% chance I will ever go back to retail. This is my home now. But yeah, I forgot you get like buffs to give people thorns and stuff like that.
Good luck, friend.
I think those are level 6. Every 2 levels you get new stuff, so. Restoration. Okay. Lots of instacast too. We'll put those around. Because most of the time I only need regen right now anyways. Full heal. How much does it give? 36 over. Alright, let's get back to the spider. The other one. Out of town? Oh yeah, they're back down at the end. The inn and Dolinar. Did you remember, chat, to hydrate while you were on break? I didn't, so there we go. Hydrating is good for you. Too much of it's a bad thing, but as long as you are getting enough to where things are comfy cozy, that's all that matters, right? Can you actually attack it, please? Silly game. Sometimes targeting in this game is really strange. So in other words, like, more Metabots, more power. Mountain Dew with your food, technically. I mean, technically you're dehydrating yourself with that, because that's how soda functions, but, you know, as long as you're getting something tasty to drink, it's fine every once in a while.
Can I assist you?
Kind of weird how soda operates.
Be careful.
Yeah, I gotta do that question. Not really a damage over time spell, because the DOT is only 9 seconds long. It is and it isn't. That's actually a rare occasion. Usually doctors will not say to drink. Very, very unique situation. Excuse me. Still kind of burpy. Fighters are being mostly generous with drops here. It's gonna ask us to go in there and kill the queen spider too, which is actually gonna... We might have to skip that one until later, depending on who's in here. It doesn't seem like there's many, like, newbies tonight. Doing things might be a tiny bit hard. I see them having a good drop rate, and they just kind of didn't that last round. Actually kind of fun. Thanks, I guess. Okay, it's person's a little bit higher, Drew. Oh. But I would say this game is probably another reason why I haven't been, like, heavily active streaming lately. Because I would just rather be playing this in almost all instances. Except for tonight, I am happy to be showing this game to you all. Get mana back for a moment. We're still regenerating mana pretty well. Not terribly worried about waiting a few extra seconds. Basically what my friend and I decided upon for characters for the one we're going to be duoing with is we're going to be a couple of druids. One of us is going to be a feral druid, which is more focused on animal forms for tanking and DPS and such instead of magic casting. And I think he's going to go balance, which is your spell casting class. And that's going to be pretty exciting to actually do and take part in. Okay, now we can go back down and grab the next quest. So we gotta grab quests again before we go back into the cave, which is up there. Random frog. Oh, speaking of random frogs, so in this game, how they function is basically if you feel like, you know, giving to them. You can play free to play, of course, but if you feel like giving back, they have some very special things for Valentine's Day. And you can get a Valentine's Day frog. Great. There's also different mounts and various other fashions that are like limited time only as well, which is really cool. Do I want to do stuff or a... I suppose I missed... Well, this character is going to be a Resto Druid, so either of these weapons will work. So let's go ahead and grab a dagger for the purposes of getting it skilled up. Weapons are things that you skill up in this game to where they will be able to have better accuracy the more you skill up with them. So it's good to have one of each weapon type to keep yourself skill cap. And now we're just going to poke things. Druids get what for weapons? Dagger stays. I think they can learn new weapons later if you like pay the money to the weapon trainer, but for now it's just these two it looks like. We are going to be collecting things to help save this poor guy who is like dying to spider poison. Guess he went up there by himself like an idiot. And he is not an adventurer, so he doesn't have protagonist plot armor. We're gonna go ahead and concoct a antidote for him. Oh wait, wrong way. So we need mushrooms, flowers, and one spider drop it looks. But if you're just like grinding and you don't want to listen to the game music, you can turn on the radio stations to override it. The radio stations feel like they're both the same playlist, but if one of them's not working, you can swap to the other one and it should work. Unless they suddenly go quiet, which means someone is booting up their server side stream. Did he take an arrow to the knee? Are we making that reference in this game? This game is far older than Skyrim is. Silly damn Ron. But yeah, I think this class has been a pretty easy solo so far. If I'm about level 5 and we're only an hour in, I don't see myself getting 10 immediately, but I will get 10 soon. Stop for that. Our next friend who will be Shema with Hitman 2 a little bit later. I know I'm slightly behind schedule as well because I had to take a tech break in between, so again, I do thank y'all for that patience. The petals are up there. By where the pawns are. I was looking for reputation for Darnassus on my main character because she's not from this station. So I went and did all the quests here when I was much higher level, and a lot of it was just gathering, so that's why I know where I'm going right now. Flower. There is an add-on to automatically gather the things that you, like, kneel down to grab, which I don't have installed, and it's something I should have installed. Because it feels like I kind of loot goblin a little bit. Or I just grab most things that are off bodies and then figure out what to do and sell them later. But yeah. Normally, characters that start off wouldn't have access to my first character's resources, for example, so I gave myself really, really big inventory bags for free to play. So if I want to, I'll go ahead and give the server a little bit of happiness and go ahead and buy bigger bags with that. But it also depends on how long I'm going to be on this character, like, on average compared to my main. My main I'm still trying to finish to level 60. She's 42 right now. Okay, shank that thing. There you go. Stabby, stabby. Hey, first try, let's go. You gotta turn this one in before you go into the cave. No person swimming through there. I was gonna buff them. Like, usually how people are in this game is, like, when you pass by someone, they will generally buff you. Especially if you buff them, they will buff you back. And it's like, people are just that friendly in this game, even if we don't say hi to each other all that often. We will still throw, like, buffs on each other. It's pretty great. Like this. Boop. Everybody loves a good stat boost. Like, Mark of the Wild later on will give you a stat boost in addition to a defense boost, but for now it's only armor. Alright, give me this antidote, please. I need levels. Give me your stuff. Thank you. And I will take your... Oh, that's after you finish it. So basically how my main character is working, there's going to be some fun branches that happen as a result of life's events leading up to a final boss encounter. I'm not going to say what they are on stream, but after the event happens, I will be able to share what could have happened with the other routes that I didn't take. And that is something you can bug me on Discord for. Alright, we need to get this guy's antidote to him immediately because it's a time quest. Which isn't a huge problem because we can deal with any spiders and everything. Oh good, we can actually go in now. Is that the one where we kill the spider queen? No, it's just the one with an egg. I think the one we do that kills the spider queen is after. And I say queen, but it's like just spider mom or whatever. Queen of the cave? Question mark? I don't know. There's a lot of caves in this game. Here you go, buddy. Don't die. Thanks. I appreciate your attention to detail. You can get different types of style just by equipping things that you can have underneath you, like, oh hey, I don't want to have these style for like ants or whatever. Are you buffed? Yes, you are. You can have a regen. Nobody. I'll get that mana back anyways. Someone's in here doing bunks. Are you buffed? Stabby, stabby. But yeah, every class plays a little bit differently. Like, rogues are basically like, oh hey, you want to do stealth damage to do like millions of damage? It's great, try it. I think we have to sneak an egg from behind the one that's guarding them all. Funny thing. Oh, I'm not going up that way, but going. I think we're making pretty good time so far. We're under an hour and we're level 5, so I think I'd take that as a win. Druid is nice and easy. It's mostly easy because you can heal yourself, though. Yeah, GTA 5 roleplay is a thing now, which, like, my friend told me about on Xbox. And he was like, this is probably the most interesting thing to me. But it's like, I'm roleplaying here, so, like, sure, I guess I have time for GTA once or twice, but, like, how often am I going to do that? That friend that I have it with usually is about, I think I see him, like, once per week on average. Because he's really busy with his job and friends too, so. Fresh thoughts. These. Yeah, I think that's actually a better combo. Just Wrath once and then Moonfire instead of just pulling with Moonfire. Then we get a single cast off since it's instant. But I think there's like regular roleplay lore, and then there's like the really good stuff that you'll like remember for the rest of your life. And I am in a place in a guild that definitely has given me the latter vibes instead of the former. So life is good. You can right click things, or you can press a action bar key in order to use your melee weapon. These small bags or 6-slot bags to get inventory boosts with, they're pretty common drops. I'm going to fight these. I'm gonna fight like all of them. It's fine, I guess. As long as I don't get aggro from the mob. Because I'm here to grab the egg first, and then I have to come back in here again and kill them all. That one's not up. Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm someone that actually, like, is really excited about being here, so, like, I'm, like, always talking about it and stuff like that. I'm like, it's good to always play games that you are very happy with playing. Alright, we got our egg, we can... Squishy, gross. Oh, he's got a, what do you call it, robot? The field repair robots are nice because you can sell stuff to them to keep your inventory clean. It's one of the donut rewards for the game itself. Alright, so we leave the egg here. Those. I think it's just the only thing before, like, I think it's somewhere in the 16 to 20 range is when you get your first mount. It's only like a 20% speed boost, but it is slightly noticeable from when you're, like, moving around here. Druids can quest to get that kind of stuff, though. They don't have to buy mounts if they don't want to, because they can just give the movement speed buff to themselves. which is really nice as well. Another boon to playing this class. Hydrate break. Alright, that is a quest completion. Getting closer to level 6 here. Alright, buddy. Yeah, for me.
Hello.
Eggy. We'll take that new other.
Asha Fela. How may I help?
Yo. Goodies.
Farewell.
I think everybody's leveling druids tonight. It is one of the best classes objectively, so smile. Another quest turn? Oh yeah, up there. Quest turn-ins are a pretty large chunk of XP unless you're in dungeons grinding XP. This definitely looks different than the robes I had on, for sure. But the robes are like something you can sell on auction house for a stupid amount of money for some reason. So, you know, I'm just gonna hold on to my robes after. I put them in the bank next. Whew. And that's great. I got hit with a sleep bomb. No. So using an item at X location quest to complete objective is also like a thing. It doesn't happen too often, but it's still pretty decent in terms of how often it. Obviously, we would prefer to live. Like, dying, you have to run back to your body, or you have to take penalties for it. And, like, that would be awful, because that would be just a giant time loss. Thankfully, we're on Druid, we're not on other class. Buffs. You're Druid too. Druid. Best class. RP server in GTA 5 that got famous because Xavier Woods was on it. Oh, hell yeah. Xavier Woods is my goat, dude. Love that guy. Always wanted to meet him and just hang out and talk. And just vibe. That'd be amazing. Alright, so use vial. We take that back, but we're gonna do the spider first. Because it's time for spider to get bonkied. Now, this spider, I think, is on a 5-minute death timer, so if we don't... What the heck do you want? If we don't manage to get the kill on this before someone else gets in there, we'll have to wait for the repop, so we'll just have to farm ads or something. Which would be a pretty big time loss, honestly. 5 minutes is a long period of time in a speedrun. Oh boy, you are just all sorts of aggressive. We're getting solid XP for this, so I guess I don't have any reason to complain, but yeah. Okay, we're fighting our way in. Just the nature of the beast. Yeah, Wood seems like he's someone that would be like super like relaxed to be gaming with, but still hyped up enough to be invested in whatever you're playing together. Guy is literally the goat. Are you gonna aggro me? Good. I'd rather this one. Do it instead. Also, a little fun add-on is called Turtle RP, where characters will have their own personalities that you build for them, similar how you would do in a tabletop RPG. And you just go ahead and work with that. And then just play your character. And then you can actually check out other people's like personalities they set up for each other too. It's awesome. Alright, so there is one spawn of this. She is every 2 minutes. Okay, it's not that bad though. I'm glad it's not 5 or longer. You are live. Oh, sick. Okay. Please tell me you're not going for boss. I think you might be going for eggs. Okay. Oh yeah, you were 100%. Cool beans. Boss is mine. Someone moonfired it too. Nice. Dude, that's what I mean about people being like really kind and polite about stuff like that. Because if you're giving DOT damage over time to someone else's kill, you're helping it respawn faster for yourself as well. So, you know, big win. I'll be back in a couple minutes for them, and now we get out of here. And we're probably aggroing this thing if all said and done. Yeah. Cool beans. Any repops to deal with? Okay, we're free. We're free, and this takes us out of this particular first area into the second area, which is a lot bigger. I need to turn into you. Nope. So speaking of like roleplay stuff, during my time earlier today before I went to bed, it was around like noon local, so like 8 p.m. European, which is what the server is based on. Like there was a horde invasion straight up to Darnassus, and like at first because I'm part of a guild that actively defends this entire island, I was acting as a scout at first, and then the commander told me to pull back and, you know, retreat and everything, and I was like, okay, fall back to the church, or excuse me, the church, the temple, and I was like, okay. So we did that. Oh, you get both of those, nice. So I did that, and once I fell back to the temple is when things really started to get crazy, because that's when the horde actually started busting in. We successfully defended the first wave. They tried to trick us and say they were calling the attack off, because we really just actually destroyed them. And when they did that, is that upstairs? Yeah, it's upstairs. Once we did that, they retreated. We gave them a clear ultimatum. It's like, if you come back, we are going to kill you again and again. We're not leaving. We are defending this position. We don't care about the other position. Because the two major NPCs that lead Darnassus, we were defending the lesser of the two. And the major of the two, when they went up after, he just killed them all anyways by himself without us being there. So we gave them a really sound defeat, and it was like super happy fun times. It was good. It was so, so good. If I can hit level 6 off this turn, which is entirely possible actually, we don't have to come back up here again. Please give me level 6.
I am on.
Hell yeah, let's go. We are vibing now. We're vibing, we don't have to climb this tree again, so big, 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 huge for speedrun sake. Give me your new spell. Thorns, that is a buff spell. And then tier 2 of Wrath. Let's go. I just need to update spell bar. A relic slot, okay. I guess that means we don't equip range weapons there, we just equip relics instead. Balance, we Wrath tier 2. And then Thorn here. Final Fantasy XI is more similar to a turn-based RPG, but as someone that has been playing it off and on for the past 25 years, or 24 years now, excuse me, like, I can highly recommend playing it. Like, FF11 is beautiful. FF14 is more like Dance Dance Revolution in terms of how much you have to dodge around, like, arenas to dodge hits and stuff, and it's kind of like more action RPG oriented. The PlayStation, or excuse me, the Phantasy Star Online games are really solid. There is a private server for those that you can check out online. Actually, there's multiple private servers, but I think I was on one of the major ones that deliver a pretty good, solid PSO experience. And if you like corridor-based MMOs and stuff like that, it's also worth your time playing. Highly recommend. Phantasy Star Online was basically my first MMO that wasn't a full online experience. My first fully online experience was a Phantasy Star Online. Or excuse me, Ragnarok Online. Sorry. Ragnarok ate my life for years and it was great. Oh yeah, that was a thing, huh? Back in the day.
Don't touch me.
Okay, this guy right here we're helping out only because he gives us, like, reputation. It's actually bad that we're helping out a satyr, so... We're doing it because it's quest XP, not because canonically it's good that we do it. In fact, it is extremely bad that we're doing. But you know, XP is XP and the NPCs will get over it. Go see how long a game's been active. Yep. I was actually someone that started in Beta 3 for Final Fantasy XIV, and that was back on the old brick back in the day.
Go in peace.
Grab all these quests here. And then grab here. Upstairs, right? Yeah. Yeah, some of these buildings are laid out the same to where you have to go up to different floors to where you're going. It's kind of annoying, but at least you don't have to travel up these all that are in time. Hi.
Greetings.
You have 2.
Good luck, friend.
You can hold up to 20 quests total, which I'm not gonna get that, so. Okay, another NP. Where is it up there? Yeah, it's probably upstairs. Here's one.
Greetings.
Go. Choose
May the stars guide.
an item. HP items, when you have the ability to heal yourself, is not that great of an. This guy. Are you here? Huh? What the heck?
Hello. Del Madras.
They out here? I'm confused. We know it's not up there because we just looked. One price. I did not see her when
Gishnuala. Stars guide.
give one more pass to look through. Oh wait, that's because she's a roaming character. That's she's off on kitty patrol, so. Basically, when you do the Satyr quest, like, you get a lesson in reality of, oh hey, satyrs are actually really bad to our kind, so, you know, don't do this again kind of thing. And it's one of those things where they never really give you a quest from a satyr ever again, so at least there's that. But that'll be the story of the plot when we get there. Diary. Okay. Wrath is pretty solid damage though, so you can rely on that a bit more. There you go. Nice spell crit for 45. Let's go. That changed the entire encounter. Okay, no birds. Need what? Spider? Okay. I hope these don't link. If these link, I'm actually in trouble. Um, I think I actually don't take that pull. The spiders, if they're like near something of their same species, they will latch on and make the fight infinitely harder. But a lot of different like animals will do that too. Same for like humanoids as well. Like if I try to pull this Night Saber and then pull the spider at the same time, they usually won't. And I say usually, but there's a minimum distance. Alright, no more Night Sabers, we just spiders. Spiders will crowd control you to where you can't actually move around, which sucks. Wears off fairly quickly. Forgot I have thorns now too. A little bit of extra DPS they're taking. One more. Oh gee. Stuff for this. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna have to probably move here. If you're stuck looking for things to like look for, that there's an add-on that will also give you the locations of spawns for things. That way you can find things around you. Kind of wild the damage is delayed because the projectile actually has to hit them, but I find that fascinating, honestly. You just look at them and go, stop hitting yourself, stop. Oh no, we have done a really bad thing and we need to atone for our sins of helping them. Let's go this way. I don't think we're gonna get to 10 in 2 hours by the time the block's up, but we're gonna get to at least like probably 7 or 8, if not a little bit past that. Especially at the rate I'm moving. That one. That's done. Gnarl pines are pretty mean. They will also aggro me pretty easily. Ooh, they're bigger ones. They're large and inch. And these will link for sure, so I can make my fights carefully. This one's in the way of everything. Good crit. Owie. Monsters will tend to run away in fear when they're low on, like, HP. And that's a huge problem because they will go ahead and just be like, oh, hey, we're gonna go ahead and aggro everything that we get near. And it's really, really bad. So, you know. You have to kill things quick. That's a pain. Okay, that's gonna be a problem. Ow. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Okay, I'm dead. I am dead. Okay. That's gonna be a hard one to finish. Good news is, since I'm a Caldore, I have a wisp form instead of a walking form, like a humanoid form. I get a little bit of movement speed back when I'm around in this. It's like 1.5 movement speed instead of just 1 point. We can get back to our body faster than if we were a high elf or something. Which for the purposes of the run would actually be, you know, good. We're gonna have to find... Wait. Oh, I should have actually chose to die up there. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. So if you die up there and respawn up there, things are not going to be blocking your turn in. So, you know. That would have been nice to think about, but we can't have nice things, so, you know, here we... Okay, so... We know for a fact that you linked on. Deal with you next. These things hit way too hard to be actually fighting more than one of at a time. Die already, gremlin. I have to buy more water the next time I buy there. Probably should have just bought a bunch anyway. A little bit of extra copper help. You know what? I'm going to deal with this whole place. 78 XP is actually pretty. Come here. Oop. Get shanked. There you go. Alright, that should make this a little bit on the easier side. But we have to wait for them to move, I think. And actually probably deal with this one too, what we're thinking. Or someone else can come save the day and sacrifice themselves, or they are grouped. Never mind. Then you destroy the whole thing then. That is one way to get a quest completion, is, you know, someone coming in and taking all the aggro from you. Nice. What are humans doing all the way up? Weird. Oh. Looks like we were all thinking the same thing. the same thing. Is it in this house? Yeah, I think so. I know, right? Like, I'm a solo player, but I will take advantage of a situation when it presents itself. And that was a good situation to find ourselves in. Very, very good. I wanted to charge that one instead of letting it come to me because it would have gotten line of sight on the aggro on the door there, so that would have been really bad. Because as you see, these things are actually really dangerous to me right now. Water is thankfully an extremely cheap mana resource, and like mages can even conjure it for free, ironically. Get rid of that. Yeah, this is WoW Classic. It's a custom server. Definitely not retail. This is a free to play. It's called Turtle WoW if you look it up. Turtlecraft.gg. It is basically the time of my life, more or less. So I do highly recommend checking it out. I am on the Nordinar server. There's 3 servers total. One of them is a pure PvP server that gives double XP for leveling. The other 2 are PvE. With, of course, you know, PvP, like, being an intentional part of the game and other spots, stuff like that. But Nordinar is my home. Well, yeah, that's all I have to do. I will never play retail. I have found my home for servers. The GMs are very nice too. There's been a situation where I've had to summon one for me before, and they were very kind and dealing with all the shenanigans I was being bullied with. Gave them screenshots. They said, "We'll take care of this. Have a great day." And I was like, "Yeah, you as well." And I was like, "I'm gonna give you a nice little happy meme to go with on your way out." So yeah, the GMs are actually people here. They're not just like paid employees that are like completely mindless zombies. Okay, we're doing these. With all these turn-ins and stuff like that, I think I'm gonna have more of an opportunity to get closer to 8 or so by the time we finish. At least 7 if nothing else. There's that for you. This is one I think that triggers enemies. So. That's not the one that fight? Okay. Good.
I am honored.
I would rather not fight right now, but that's what it is.
Till next we meet.
80% drop rate, that's not. There's one where we're gathering these little pod things here. Yeah, if we're gonna treat this as an actual, like, speedrun-esque kind of thing, like... We definitely don't want to be taking that many fights except for what's necessary. Like, I've taken more than a few optional ones because I've had to. So, if you want to play with me on this server, bug me in Discord, for sure. Just exclamation point Discord, join the RGL Discord, and just come bother me and I'll come say hi and I'll show you the game. I am more than happy to roleplay with my communities and stuff. So yeah, speaking of races, so I am a Kaldare Night Elf. There's the Queldare, which are the High Elves. They are basically like Blood Elves, except for things happen and they're not evil, so they're Alliance side instead of Horde side. That's the custom race that's for this server. There's also the Humans, Gnomes, and Dwarves as usual. For the Horde side, we've got our usual Orc, Undead, Trolls, and Tauren, but the custom race instead is the Goblins, instead of like the Blood Elf. We had a little bit of a character swap situation for the races in this game. They do a good job of telling you the reasons why the characters are in where they're at. So, like, it takes time to read things when you're playing this game, but they do a pretty good job of just, like, completely describing the lore from you. And bringing you into the reason why the server the way it is, different than retail. I basically spend all my time on this now. I don't play other games anymore. It's both a good and a bad thing. Okay, you're taking that aggro. Also, since you may not have been here earlier, there are custom radio stations that will play playlists for music for you if you don't feel like listening to just regular MMO music. Oh yeah, we're gonna barely hit 7 here by the time 2 hours is up. I got slowed down and I also died once. That's part of the problem, I guess. Is there more that way? Or are there more down there? Oh no, there's more down. Thorn. But yeah, this was a character I was gonna level anyways, so when I got messaged to see if I wanted to add anything else to bridge the gap in content tonight, I was like, you know what? I think I know what I'm doing. And what do you know? This has been a good experience getting to show you all that. Like, I am super like in a good spot right now in terms of my gaming feels, and I want to share this joy with other people. Keep your damage over time effects up. Yeah, you saw how difficult it was to be outside of a group in certain spots in the 1 to 10. Because this entirety of Teldrassil outside of Darnassus is the 1 to 10 for Kaldare. These respawn every 2. I need both these and kills anyway, so I'm not terribly fussed if I don't get one or the other. Hi there. Boop. That one's gonna get that one from me, but it's fine. Again, since I need both, I'm not getting stolen from him. And he was nice enough to moonfire it too, so best possible outcome, I feel. These things are populous enough to where 2 people can do this at the same time and not be completely put out of place. That's a dead body. Which I can do nothing about, sadly. The Druid Resurrection spell is later on in your character's life, and you can only cast it once per half an hour. If you're a priest, you can do it whenever you want, as long as you have the mana for it, but as a druid, it is once every 30 minutes. Because they wanted to rebalance the classes in ways that make the classes feel unique. Which is a very fair and valid thing to do. That way each class is actually fun to play in its own way. This class is a more or less a heal over time kind of character, as opposed to a priest who is a burst healer. Again, like the way they changed the talent trees compared to retail and from other classic variants is really, really cool. And some classes that didn't get any love whatsoever got love in the server. Like I think Beastmaster was one of them, and then like some of the other classes were just like not given a fair shake to where people really wanted to play as them. They rebalance things here and update stuff a fair bit, so very, very good and healthy for the community to give a balance of things that people want to play as. You resisted. Oh no, shame on you. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to die quickly. You silly, silly tree man. As a healer, you have less value in food that restores your HP, of course. Unless it gives you additional stats beyond that. Uh-oh, that person's screwed. I'm gonna save your life, because I am just like that. I'm so used to doing things as a priestess that it's like, I am doing nice things to save people's lives.
Naturally.
There you go. You're not dead. Congratulations. I am doing my job. I will not let a fellow Caldera suffer as long as I live. Turn me close. Yeah. Nice. Sure? Question mark?
Hello. Goddess,
Here. Like, I don't need anything but thanks, I guess. The trade didn't complete, obviously, because I didn't accept it, but it's just like, person clicking me for that reason? Because when you click someone, you have to actually make a second and third click in order to do anything. So it's just like, it's funny. It's funny how someone just randomly wanted to trade me something and then backed out of it. Because you have to make many clicks in order to make that a misclick. But yeah, I'm just finding hilarity in it for some reason. Actually, we might make it to 8 by the time we're over.
what brings you?
Because we have a bunch of stuff to turn in here. Next file. We have to go up here and atone for our sins of helping out a satyr, which is going to take a little extra moment. Funny things are going to happen though, so it is worth our quote betrayal end quote. You can play the I am a new adventurer defense, and that actually works that for that scenario, so you can't stay mad at us for too long. Besides, she's an NPC that's stuck out here and not contributing to the Caldera economy. So. I am speaking subjectively, of course. Objectively, quest NPCs deserve love and affection. For they give us delicious, delicious XP points.
I'm listening.
And I have the other one. Okay. Where's my safe drop? Right here? Whee! Oh yeah, we're fine. We're more than fine. We get to get this little funny consumable to get our revenge on the person that tricked us. Little bit of a funny thing. Wait and see. This is well worth doing. It's actually really funny. It's one of the best parts about being a Caldari or someone that is questing in this area. Where is this crap? There it is. Stinky pine cones. And spiders. Of course, spiders. Can you not resist my spell? Great. Okay, now we can take over. Stinky cones. We collect 3 of these to make something hilarious happen. You're aggroing? Yeah. Bad kitty. Bad kitty getting like 3 attacks in before my cat spell finish casting. Okay, so there's one right here, and then there's one here as well. Okay, now we have the ability to cause funny things to happen. Yeah, following the arrows is usually the best way to route things. It's not always the perfect way to route things. Because obviously it's going to send you into some really weird parts of the map sometimes. And also the Moon Priestess is roaming, so that's another problem too. Like, she'll go up and down the road slowly, so if you don't manage to catch her, it's slower. You're coming this way? Yeah, you're fine. Wait for me, kitty lady. Thank you. Alright, so we're getting our revenge on the satyr that actually tricked us. Gave us delicious XP, but also tricked us, so now we will have our revenge on the person who did us wrong. Because otherwise we are not surrendering ourselves to Elun's grace, and that will be very bad. So, yeah, no.
You again?
Here you go, buddy. Eat these. Watch this. It's great. Ah, so sudden yet so hilarious. Hee hee. I messed you up. Jerk. What'd you get for tricking me? And it gets you an extra 200, like, Darnassus rep bump. It's great. Here's one more thing you can do outside this way. This is so far in the direction from it. I have to figure out what my professions are going to be on this character too, since I am taking this character seriously and climbing with it. This is going to be a restoration druid for my guild. I'm going to finish my priestess off first because I'm getting closer to 60, but for now, this will be fine. I believe one of our guild's requirements for people leveling priest or priestess is to get to 60 no matter what. So I will finish that character off and then I'll have it available for when we stuff together. Because as I mentioned, that horde invasion today of Darnassus, that was all of my guild basically that showed up and started doing stuff. We had a few allies show up too that were also helping us out as well. And the best part about my allies for our guild showing up is one of them is literally a blue freaking dragon. It's so good. Very, very strong character. And I was just healing the crap out of him when the horde waves were coming in. Okay, so we're gonna fight 7 of these. Rude. I'm having such a good time on this game. That's why I want to spread this with as many people as I possibly can to have people have a good time as well. I forgot to buy more water. I'm in speedrunner brain. I'm like, use resources I have on me. Do not buy more things. I'm like, at least buy a stack of water first. Nice crit. Let's go. Love to see those. Sure. I'd rather you not summon your friends before I'm ready. You did anyways. And you summoned the boss. Okay, I'm gonna move for a bit. Pile of garbage. Oh god, into a cat too. I am super dead. Plus my regen saves me? I think my regen saves me actually. Amazing. Druids are bullcrap. They're so strong. And people were saying this class sucks, and I'm like, what? I am escaping with my life out of scenarios that should kill me. That automatically makes it a good thing. Yeah, let's not summon the boss before we're ready for it. Get some of these apples out of our inventory too. Since you're a healer, like, again, food matters a lot less unless the food gives you bonus stats for rested. How am I gonna handle? Some random group gonna come save me again? Probably not. It'd still make me laugh. Of course, it's a dirty pult. Let's not run through the cat's aggro this time. Did you? Oh, your friend left. Cool, okay. I have a chance against this now. Oh, we are fine now. Let's go. Healers are really powerful in a 1v1 scenario. Just not so much when they're getting grouped on. Alright, can I try that pull again? Probably. There's one less thing guarding him. Okay, yeah, we're chilling. Good crit. This boss might be a little bit hard. I need to kill the ads off for sure. And then hopefully catch them alone. I think if we work our way here, we're good. Or if we pull the boss long and then make the ad run off, then we're good. Festival. Oh, there's a water barrel there. So you can find food and drink barrels or boxes at like pretty much a lot of different random spots. And that's great. Yeah, that aggroed the boss. We have to move again. Up. We're gonna have to trail these over into this corner and hope they don't despawn. Oh god. Ow, 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 ow. Painful, painful, painful. Oh, get away from me, freaking crap. Crikey. That was a battery pop. Alright, so we're gonna have to deal with at least... Maybe if I pull the boss, the ad will do... No, I gotta fight this again. I should have probably done this from the other direction, but we don't have a choice now. We're committed to left side. We might be able to swap over. Or we just get aggro. Oh god. There's so many of them. Hiya. I'd rather just despawn these two than engage on the second one. Looks like they actually buggered off. Alright. Alright, we need to rethink. Because that other ad's gonna pop right back in again. Would you not? Ad kitty. Alright, I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna finish this particular enemy, and then that's gonna be the run. We probably need to kill you. Yeah, you're gonna... And then I will play this character again on my own time. I'll take it back to the end and start getting rested for it again. Oh, thank you, water refill. Alright, so we're gonna need to kill this plus boss plus... I think. Okay, so this one for sure dies. I didn't exactly plan this particular part out, but it's good we're able to adapt on the fly and actually get this. I need you to die, please. Yeah. We got a water drop, which is... If I ever do this again for another marathon, I need to make sure I actually buy waters. hydrate my characters. Alright, so we pull this, we drag it off to where we hopefully don't aggro the spider behind us, and go ahead and... Alright, let's go. There you go. And then once the other one de-pops and de-aggros, we'll go... Cool. I see. He did it himself. Okay, so that's our aggro. Okay. That's not a problem. Your setup. I'm not worried about the drops off that, by the way. I have lots of money on my... Because I am an alchemist. Up here. Come on, deep off, deep. Good crit. I think we're good, actually. Oh yeah, we're definitely good. We did it. Let's freaking go. Okay, so yeah, let's see if Shema's right. That was definitely like a scary kind of mission, but kitty, no. Bad kid. Stop that. Let me turn in my quest and hit my level 8, please, so I can go do my RP. we RP a tea house ceremony, like, and like inn over at Darnassus. Okay, sweet. But yeah. That is all for now. Again, if you want more information on the server that I'm on for Warcraft here, please come bug me in Discord. I will give you a Discord link right here. And coming up next, Shema is doing Hitman 2, which is pretty exciting to me, so I appreciate you all greatly. GG's. Kirby was awful. This was great. I'm having these 50-50 nights where I'm doing 2 different things and I'm loving one of them. Maybe we'll do better again tomorrow, which is when you'll see me next, so. Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful one, and we will get you going off to Shama. Stay tuned, everybody.